Good morning, good morning. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. How are you guys? June, was that you that sent that chart yesterday to the Discord? Thank you for sharing. It's always nice to see someone sharing some ideas, trying to improve. Like a coat, you tell me about it, bro. I'm freezing. Okay, let's get into the charts here. So starting with GJ, we can see yesterday we had a nice strong bullish candle closure on the daily. And our current daily candle has come down, had a nice retracement here, about 50% of that candle from yesterday. So pretty solid pullback there on the daily, forming a bottom wick and retesting this previous level of interest actually marked up from yesterday. So it looks like your hourly candle will close bullish here. Knowing GJ might pay off to wait for London Open though, and then what I could see is on the 30-minute we have this resistance, minor resistance on the 30. So buys above that level of resistance look good to me. Just knowing GJ at London Open, you know, I'd rather just wait for the next hour, see how that next hour closes on GJ. Also, you know, as we close above this minor resistance here on the 30-minute, you've got these clean candles moving up. Okay, so that looks good. Yeah, for the time being, looks like we have pretty much faded out all those banking fears. You know, nothing really new being brought to the table. We just jumping straight back into that original bullish bias on GJ, where the central bank's monetary policy is holding more weight. And we've seen a lot of orders coming in, a lot of demand coming in as we had deeper liquidity grabs on the higher time frames into these key areas of demand, 159. Just zooming out for some higher time frame perspective here. you know, you can't really account for a move like this. A move like this, which came as a result of that banking story with Silicon Valley Bank collapsing, then Credit Suisse. So we've got that pullback here, and we've just tapped into this demand zone on the higher time frames. And you're seeing some nice reactions now that those fears have started to die out. So, we can use that higher time frame image there to our advantage and just stick to the bars here. Obviously, if we do see any news about any banks, we need to just be careful. Any fear coming into the markets, we'll probably see these sells coming back into play. But for now, just sticking to the bars. And with gold, let's have a look at gold. Gold, your daily candle closed very nice and bearish here. And we created a nice top wick during Asian session. Currently no bottom wick on the daily candle. So I am anticipating this candle to come and flip bearish. But in terms of setups, you need to scale in here, have a look at the lower time frames. So 4 hour also giving confluence there. Closing bearish, nice rejection. I'm not really looking for the impulse on the break of 4 hour lows or the flip of the daily. On the 30-minute, we can see here we've got support at 156. I think just waiting to clear that level and take advantage of this clean traffic here is going to be the safest idea. Otherwise, you could even get deeper pullbacks to 1965. But looks like that could be your top wick for the current 4 hour. So if we do start to break lows here, we could see some volume. This really doesn't look too bad on the 4 hour here. So our previous 4 hour nice rejections, they closed bearish. Current 4 hours come up to create a top wick. We already had a low formed on this 4 hour. If we re-break current 4 hour lows, I would anticipate us to come flip bearish on the daily candle there, and with volume break through that level as the daily's flipping bearish. So I'm actually going to do the sell stops on the break of previous hourly lows, current 4 hour lows. Sell stop at 1956, 750, let's call it. Pretty happy to use current candle highs because I'm anticipating volume to move us down here. I don't really want this hourly candle to flip bullish again. So I would use the current candle high as a stop loss. Let's call it 1960. If this hourly flips bullish, I'll delete the sell stop and just wait for a better setup. But my broker got sell stops at 1956,65, about a pip lower. Alright, so there is a little bit of an issue here on the 30 minutes. Obviously, you just need to be aware of this. But keep in mind, this right here is your daily candle flip. So previous 4-hour closed bearish. Sell stops are on the break of 4-hour lows with volume coming in here pre-London. We should get that flip on the daily candle, bottom wick created on a daily candle. And then you're breaking into clean range here with volume, anticipating us to come down to like 153. Lots of volume. And I'm in. Sell stops have been activated at 1956.75. Stop loss above current candle highs at 1960. And there you can see the daily candle should be flipping now. And if you look at it like this, we've got plenty of range here to fill yesterday's wick. So my TP, you know, we could target the lows here at like 1937, but I think it'll be sensible to target lows at 1945.7 from yesterday. I think that's quite sensible. And you can see now with that volume how we've broken below that area as mentioned. It's really a lot of volume here. Break-even point will be 1953 for me. Plenty of volume. It's a sell. It's a sell. Oh goodness. Wait, Jared, say that again. You're muted.
Oh, was I muted?
Yeah, sorry.
Send the signal. It's a sound. It's a spell, guys. Send the signal. Oh, where's my account? My account load my broker.
Blow it. Fuck.
Oh, dude.
$15-minute candle here closed below this area, which should have been our only concern there. So next 15, we're creating a top wick. Once you come and break the previous candle low, that should show that we still have some momentum here, and we should get to break even there. But just trusting the higher time frames here. Do you secure partials at break even? Generally, yeah, generally. I missed the chain. Can I take it at 1956 again? Well, we've closed below most recent support, 1956.75 on the 15 minute. So if I hadn't taken the impulse sell there on the break of 4-hour lows, you know, I'd probably be looking at a break of these candle lows. Or potentially waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. So you've still got opportunity, just wait, be patient. Wait for a setup to come to you. That's part of your plan. Don't just randomly enter. Just because I'm in the trade, you know what I mean? Guys, I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. I want to put the kettle on the boil. Looking good. 15 flip bearish, created a top wick. 5-minute close bullish there. We'll just have to monitor the 5-minute in terms of managing risk here. Maybe see how the 30 closes. If the 15-minute closes bullish back above 1956.75, the support right here, at that point I'll manage risk. But don't want to suffocate the position, giving it room here to run. Trusting the 4-hour and daily candle. Expecting to reach 1946 and even break even further down, assuming mana sentiment is bearish. Yeah, I agree. I do think that, you know, you could potentially have runners to 1937 here. But I'm quite happy to target the lows from yesterday. Just got a bit of a steeper top wick on the 15-minute there. Let's see if we respect this area. Nice little bit of rejection there. So we had the BOJ governor speaking at 6, and we've got the Bank of England governor speaking at 11:15. So just some things to be aware of this morning. And then you got consumer confidence this afternoon for the dollar. Do you use Tickmore? Yes, I do. So I've actually decided on 2 different brokers now to just diversify. You know, we've got these banks falling out, brokers some brokers not paying out withdrawals. So just to keep your funds safe, that could be something you look into. So I've gone with the 2-broker route where I've got a copy trader. Currently I'm still busy on the funded, but I'll move over to the live account once I've got this first payout on the funded. And I'm using Tickmill and Fusion markets. Both very well regulated brokers. Been around for quite some time.
The 5 minutes looking good, but it sucks inside area and it's currently flipping back bearish.
Yeah, I like that that previous 5 minutes, like the rejection wick on it and closing below that level. I know the 1 minute looks pretty decent here. Social trader tools, nah. I don't think that's a very reliable copy trader, to be honest. Just from the reviews that I've read, there's way better ways to go about it. You want to get yourself a VPS and copy trader EA. Have a look into that. I'll actually share a link for anyone wanting to have a look at it. This is the video I watched to set it up. And you find it. It's quite a long video, but they explain in detail and you get to see how to set the inputs and that on the copy trader. It's quite complicated, so you might have to go over it a couple times, but these are the things we do to protect our funds, and I'm pretty happy to pay the $50 a month for the VPS and copy trader and all of that, just for that peace of mind. I'll put the link in the chat there. Con, would you ever double up on a trade if the opportunity presented itself? Always. Sometimes I do double up on a trade, but you want to have ways to reduce your risk going into that, because if you're doubling down, you have double the risk and it can still go against you. So if, for instance, now, if let's say you are wanting to try a second entry on the break of the lows, so you're doubling up on this current position, what I would do at that point is, as the second trade gets entered, I would go to break even on the initial entry. Is there a course? We have a crash course available to the members. Otherwise, we just do the mentorship and the signals. Obviously, plenty of educational content for members on the Patreon. Do you enter on the impulse candle or wait for the retest? Completely depends. Sometimes you get that impulse entry, sometimes you need to wait for the retest. I think the setup here today for the impulse entry, to me, looked pretty good. But I mean, if you look at it like this, now we've closed below this support level. and you've got that retest. So just got a slightly better entry with the impulse there. But I'm happy with the way the 15 closed. Weak bullish candle rejections to that previous support. 30 minutes bearish below that support. No top wick on this current 30. I'm not too concerned. I'm not concerned because we can see the volume coming in here. So it will be something I keep in mind, but I've already got my break-even point set. And then, you know, if we do come back flip bullish, at that point maybe you could consider managing risk, or, you know, managing how you feel comfortable. Maybe managing risk as we break above previous 15-minute highs. But I'm comfortable here that we should be alright. I don't want to overthink the no top wicks when we can clearly see that there's lots of volume in the market. London opens early. Yes, London opens in 30 minutes. How did you learn all this yourself? Well, you need the correct guidance. I mean, I eventually found the right people who were teaching the right things, keeping it simple, focusing on your risk, and just through experience. GJ flying. That's fine, I'm in gold here. GJ really is doing the most though. If anything, that adds confluence to the sells here on gold. Because if you're having a look at the yen index, you can see this morning we're just seeing some weakness there on the yen. So again, just like yesterday, we're still seeing that outflow of liquidity from these safe haven assets. Because yen, just like gold actually, had tapped into quite a significant level here of resistance. So not only are we seeing profit taking, but we're seeing sellers step in as well, bringing out a lot of volume to the downside. Buyers are taking their profit with no new fundamental fear catalysts coming into play, and sellers are stepping back in, and we're seeing that sentiment shifting, even if it's temporarily. You know, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week we get another bank falling out, and we see the bulls come back in on gold and the yen. But for now we take advantage of that that current order flow and possibly short-term sentiment. I like gold better over GJ. I also do. GJ was a little bit tough in terms of entries, unless you just did the break of previous hourly highs, didn't wait for the bottom wick or anything. I wouldn't have felt too comfortable in that position. But you've always got more opportunity for buys above 161,720. Alright, broke previous 30-minute lows here on gold, driving down to that break-even point. Looking really good. I will secure 50% at the break-even point. $19.45. Let's say TP 1945.75. Alright, so I'm going to close out 60% right here and move stops to break even. 60, 50%. I've actually started closing out 60% instead of 50. And stop losses at break even. So secured about 33 pips here, 34 pips, and risk-free trade.
I must admit, scaling into the 5 minutes, that is literally textbook. Break of the low, retest, continuation.
Yeah, that was actually too clean on the 5 minute. Too clean. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. TP 1945.75. Let's just call it 1946. Sorry, Jared, I don't know about the signals there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that that TP is in a nice safe spot there. I think that looks good.
Beauty.
Hopefully London Open comes and just keeps pushing us down. But you never know. We could get pullbacks, could get stopped out at break even, so good to just secure there. We didn't quite tap the break even point. But sometimes it's better just to make that decision even before we get to the break-even point. Just the way we stalled out there for a second right before break-even, I thought, let me not take any chances. "30-minute on Traders Global Group, my Forex funds is like, it's got a top wick. The top wick is literally smaller than the crosshair though.
The topic is like when you first start growing a mustache and then you show everybody your mustache.
Yeah. DJ, what you going on about? What information? Cass, we have a link for the free Discord in the video description. You can check that out, message in the community chat if there's anything you are wanting to know. I actually need to go fill in I created a chat or channel on the free Discord with information, but I haven't filled in anything. I need to fill that in, put some information in, because it seems like some of the guys on the Discord, don't know where the hell they come from, but they aren't even aware that there's a YouTube. So I think we need to just clear that up, make sure everyone knows what's cracking, what the community is all about. Sorry, Kenton, I only saw your message there now. I'm gonna send you the link for that VPS and copy trader.
But it seems like the community is growing day by day.
Every day I wake up, the free Discord has more members in it.
Yeah. But that's very funny that people are just coming in from all over the place. They don't even know we have YouTube or anything like that. So,
Yeah, guys are just popping in out of nowhere.
yeah.
They join throughout the night, in the afternoon. I really thought guys would join from the YouTube. But like I say, it seems like some of the guys in the Discord don't even know that there is a YouTube. This guy asking about smart money concepts the other day, and I'm like, bro, just keep it simple. Like all of this stuff, forget about it. Just focus on a simple strategy. Don't confuse yourself, and focus on your psychology and your mindset. And then someone comments like, well, why don't you teach him a simple strategy then? Like, bro, I sit here on YouTube streaming for free for like 2-3 hours a day. Now I must sit with this man one-on-one for free. Are you dumb? No. I said, like, the YouTube is literally a simple strategy taught every single day. Dumb money concepts, baby. Yes, sir.
Sure. No. there are some people that really you they expect the world there. Like, hey man, why don't you stop everything you're doing and explain your strategy in depth and detail to me quickly? You know, like, oh, okay, let me just take 10 hours out of my week here, just teach you for absolutely no cost, no benefit to me.
I literally said, I'm not gonna teach Mans if he doesn't pay me.
Oh, no.
I mean, there's a lot of value provided here for free. Like, really, I'm not gonna take my time to do like a one-on-one session like that. There's plenty of resources here. Guys need to just put in the time. Miss Forex charts, thank you very much. Check community charts. Let me have a look.
What costs what? Why is he trying to hit DJ up in the DMs?
I don't know, bro. I don't see anything here in community charts.
Your Discord hasn't loaded out. Put something in community charts.
Yeah, this is the app. It's bugging out.
It was just like a general warning to anybody joining the Discord. Please just be very cautious of who you add as friends and who you associate yourself and chat with on the free Discord. Obviously, we don't have control of who joins it, who exits it, who does what's in it. You know, we can only ban messages when we do see it's getting out of control. So please just be aware of that.
Yeah, be extremely cautious. Even if you get a message and it looks like me, it's not me. Because I most likely won't message you, or probably I won't message you. Unless I know you, unless you've maybe like connected on the stream, in the chat, whatever, I'm not going to message you directly. There has been a couple fake accounts imitating me actually have joined the Discord. I've kicked them all off. But they pop up once in a while, so just be careful. And like Jared said, you know, be careful of anyone who messages you online. You know, it's 2023. There's a lot of scammers out there, and this is where they thrive. You know, this kind of environment where, you know, people are trying to make money. Because it's easy for someone to then promise you, hey, look here, I've got this for you. You can make this money here, blah, blah, blah. You just need to be careful. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't be scared to block someone on Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had these bars marked out. They looked very clean. Nice retest of that level from yesterday. Very, very clean.
If you bring up the New York session analysis from yesterday, you'll see that we had that potential bias from support there.
I like these moving averages. I'm not gonna lie, they look nice. Reminds me of back in the days. I used to use moving averages. Only indicator I'd ever really like stand by. It's still obviously lagging, you know, it's not really like, you can't completely trust it. Oh, there we go. Hey, that's clean.
For the aesthetics, those moving averages.
Yeah, no, they just look pretty. Look at that. Perfect. Our New York analyst, FFF trader, gave us a very nice breakdown, yeah, for GJ.
I just want to highlight there, simplicity is key. You don't need to overanalyze and put in a billion different things. Get your ideas, know what you're looking for, break them down, execute. Simple as that.
Yeah. Hey Reese, well done, bro. I see Reese got those bars there in the memberships. Very clean, Reese, very clean.
But I must say, moving averages look aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, they do. They do add a little bit of confluence though, because, you know, if it's just another box to tick for confluence, I don't think moving averages are too bad. Because if you've got one or two, they never really conflict too much. With something like an RSI, it's not, it's far from accurate, because how can an RSI tell you if the market is oversold or overbought? I'm sure as we were moving up here with the banking fallout, your RSI was like flipping redlining, overbought, overbought, overbought the whole way up here. And you see that and you think, okay, well, let me sell. First sign of a bearish candle, let me sell. And we move up another 300 pips, 400 pips. And we just keep moving. Overbought, 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 overbought. And we just keep moving up. Whereas a moving average in that instance, you would find that we were simply trading above the moving averages there. And that's all you really use it for, is confluence. Is okay, if price is trading above here, obviously that gives me confidence for buys. If we break below the moving average, okay, we could potentially look for sells. But don't get too taken away with it. Just use it as confluence. Yesterday I broke one of my rules and the market punished me. Never going to break a rule. I didn't wait for 1 hour closure. I learned the best way and hard way. Yeah, well, you know what, that's good. It's good that you learned the hard way, because that is the best way to learn. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to break your rules at some point in your career, in the beginning phases hopefully only. But that's something to improve on. So you've learned that lesson, and that's good. I know you'll recover, so that's why I'm saying it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's good that you stuffed up. I'm just saying it's an opportunity to get better. And I'm glad that you see it that way as well. Alright, so we eventually did come up to create that top wick on the 30-minute there. Got 4 minutes to London Open. Con, did you also use indicators such as trend lines, etc.? Trend lines not necessarily an indicator, but yeah, I did have a look at them. I still, from time to time, will join a trend line as simply just confluence, because trend lines are subjective. You could draw a trend line in on a 30 minutes and it might look completely different on a 15-minute time frame. So you can kind of make a trend line fit whatever narrative you want, where that's not really good. You want something concrete that you can follow. Whereas the levels in price, you know, when you're looking to the left, you'll find these very clear levels in price where we've reacted to before. And there's less room for error. So trend line's also just something you could use for simple confluence. Biggest mistake was not learning fundamentals from the start. It really takes time and also understanding how price moves to get a grasp of fundamentals. But as long as you've realized the importance of them and you have started, I think that's all that matters. I found a level of consistency without the fundamental knowledge that I have now. But I must say that it's easier and I've got more confidence in positions, understanding the fundamentals, understanding what's driving price, how things are being priced in, understanding order flow gives you a lot of confidence in your positions. If you hit break even, are you going to look for sales below 1952? Honestly, if I hit break even, I'll be done for the morning. Traders Global is my Forex funds. Commission per lot, I think, is $4, but I mean, yeah, like I say, that's my Forex funds, so you don't really need to worry too much about the commission. How about GJ? Lots of volume on GJ. London Open could potentially give a little bit of a pullback here. Retest of 161. Otherwise, bars above 161, 720. So yeah, if I'm wanting to take any sort of bars in this range, I really would like to see that pullback and support formed here at 161 maybe. Gold looks like we survived break even and doing the things here, driving down. Looks pretty good there on the 5 minute. We should be safe here. Volume coming in. Yeah, it looks good. Diamond hands. No, 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 no. Ah, this isn't crypto, okay? I've already secured the majority of my position, 60%. Diamond hands, goodness.
Every time I hear diamond hands, I just think of that guy that bought Dogecoin and took it up to like a ridiculous amount and then lost it all again.
Dude, that's actually depressing, eh? People must go crazy from this shit. Actually, for real, guys, you know what? I know trading is not the easiest thing, and the losses can sometimes get to you. I'm sure everyone here in the chat has blown an account. If you've been trading for some time, you've blown an account.
Only
So,
one.
well, let's just say one account. You've blown an account at least once. So, what I'm gonna say is, look after your mental health. Everything is going to be okay. You're gonna find a way. Just don't quit. If you need help, reach out. But don't give up. Failure is not an option. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Sold $4,000. 1.5 million Dogecoin. Goodness.
You know, at its peak, that would have been $1.5 million. His Dogecoin is just shy of $1, if I'm correct.
She's a toxic. I'm sorry, bro. It's gonna be alright.
Blow many accounts, still trying. What is that? Bitum 84. I would honestly say if you're still blowing accounts, you need to reassess. You need to go back to the drawing board and see what mistakes you're repeating. Because I think with all the free education out there in nowadays times, there's so much free education that you can get. Still blowing in accounts, that's honestly not right. That's a terrible way about going about it. And if you blew your previous accounts and you haven't corrected the mistake, I would honestly say rather donate the money to your local dog shelter. You're just wasting your time at that point.
Yeah, it's opposite day. Jared's being the dick. I'm being the nice guy. You know what's like, tough love is good. Obviously, I was just mentioning that your mental health is important. You need to look after yourself. But Jared is completely correct in saying that it is not okay to be blowing accounts. There has to be a point where you are sick and tired of your own shit. And at this point, you probably know what the right thing to do is. It's just a matter of doing it. So stop fucking around and do it. You know what I mean? It's easier said than done, but just get consistent. Stop blowing accounts. You're over risking, you're over trading. You don't have the skill, or you don't trust yourself, you don't trust the process. There's a problem there that you need to fix. Go and reassess.
Opposite day.
Opposite day.
Yeah.
The hell, gold. What the hell, bro?
Oh, I almost broke my monitor.
Over risking after you lose a trade. Now I'm sticking to 1 or 2 trades per day. There we go. Now stick to that. And that's going to help you a lot. If you have that rule for yourself and you can simply stick to it, you minimize your room for error. Because that's clearly a problem, is not knowing when to walk away. And I think it's a problem for a lot of people, not knowing when to walk away. Less time on the charts, less trades, the better. Alright, so it looks like I'll probably hit break even here. Unless we respect that previous 30-minute high, you know, possibility, we'll see. Would you swing this? Honestly, you know, I've started doing the swing trade breakdowns for the Discord, but I haven't sent one in the last 2-3 weeks. With the current market conditions, with the economic instability, you never know. So just taking it day by day. I'm not really looking to swing. You know, targets here are like 110 pips. Essentially, it is a swing trade almost. If you want targets at 1937, you know, what more do you want out of a swing trade? 200 pips.
I think you just need to reassess structure once support that you're interested breaks. I mean, if there's no reason to take profits or close out full, let the baby rip.
Let it rip.
Let it rip.
Yeah, still in here. We respected previous 30-minute highs. It's getting a little bit tight, but it looks alright. I'm gonna come back right now. I better be at TP by the time I'm back.
Or else what? Nah, Ray bigger.
Or else I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. currently looking like we are going to break below the rejection wick from London Open. So once we do break below 1953, we should have volume to continue pushing. We are currently about 37 pips up, but there is a lot of room to the downside towards our take profit at 1946. So just keep that in mind. We have secured break even, so this trade should be good to rock and rumble once we break that low.
Yes, sir. Paid to take the impulse entries here. Didn't get stopped out at break even. Got that top wick on the hourly, looking beautiful. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was actually quite close there. If we're struggling to break those lows now, may indicate a lack of volume here. You can see low time frame ranging. Maybe the next 15 minute could give us that volume. As long as we close bearish here on this 15 in 2 minutes. Now I'm recording my trades like a journal so I can look back end of the week and do the research, what went wrong, what went right. That's good. Very good. Also, one thing you can ask yourself at the end of every day is, what's one thing that I did today that I can improve on tomorrow? Because some days you'll find you make numerous mistakes, but if you can just narrow it down to one thing you can improve on tomorrow, you'll start to weed out one bad habit at a time. And really, we can only really focus on one thing at a time. So like you say, you've been over risking, you've been over trading. Just simply now starting to take less trades might be your first step. If you can get that down, if you can get that discipline down to stick to that, everything else will come, everything else will fall together. Hey Ned, bro. Feel better. Sorry to hear that. Hard being retired. So we can see a little bit of consolidation in price here. I am still anticipating a little bit more volume. If we can break these lows, still anticipating that bearish volume to come in here. New 15 minutes. Closed nice and bearish there on the previous 15 minute. So break of those lows should get to at least 1951. One change I've made since watching this live is not opening more than one position per day. That's really good, because if you can just have the discipline to do that, like I say, everything else will fall into place. Because when you can do that, you start to focus on higher quality trades. You don't want to waste your one trade a day. And then you'll probably find yourself not even taking a trade some days. And like I say, that discipline is just going to feed into everything else, into every other aspect of your trading. And you'll start to see massive improvements. Like I say, less is more. Got to focus on quality over quantity.
I mean, if you can just take the discipline you've learned from your trading into the rest of your life is going to flourish. Your health is going to get better. Your relationships with friends and family is going to get better. Just overall, you're going to be a better human being.
100%. And when you're on the charts less and you're exposing yourself to less risk, you'll find yourself being less stressed and just in an overall better place. And that, like Jared says, will relate to other aspects of your life, and you'll find yourself being happier. Because when you're chasing trades, when you're chasing this money, it can get a little bit depressing. You can't chase, you need to attract it. I know that sounds cliche, but really, you need to wait for your setups to come to you. You can't be forcing things in trading. S&P 500. I think you need to zoom out a little bit on this. Because for me, it looks like we're in a range here. S&P, not something I really look at. But here, I mean, look on the hourly, you're just in a range. Maybe you want to see a breakout of that range. Or wait until NYSE open when you have a bit more volume. Because look at how low the volume is right now. And also just keep in mind this area and price that we are sitting at. Quite a significant level of resistance. You've seen strong rejections here before. And overall, we are still in a bear market here. I mean, higher time frame, we're actually seeing some consolidation now. I would say just take it easy on US equities being the end of the quarter. I mean, you can see pretty low volume right now. Someone asked about these yesterday as well, and honestly, I don't really like what I'm seeing. Only thing I see here is potential sells below 3975. Personally, that's the only thing I would wait for. Otherwise, waiting for a break above 4,000 for potential buys to fill this wick. Maybe. Where do you check the volume? Just have a look at the size of the candles. It'll tell you everything. See, when the candles are small or when there's consolidation, you could consider that low volume. When you've got big candles and we're moving fast, that's high volume. So yesterday we had a lot of volume here, but that volume only really came in, we took the sells somewhere here yesterday and ended up taking break even, and then we moved down for the rest of the day with a lot of volume. Look at the size of these candles coming down. And then in New York session, volume died out. Look how small these candles are. No volume. So that's how you tell if there's volume or not. How big are the candles? If it's more than 5 centimeters, then you know there's a lot of volume. First time also in S&P 500, it has good volume in futures. Don't really know too much about futures.
Looks like we're about to break that support, yeah?
Yeah. Right now, volume is GTI, and yesterday before NY was Gulf R volume. Hopefully we see the Gulf R volume once we break the low there. Or some Lamborghini volume. Yeah, not a whole lot of volume here this morning. The fact that we are failing to break that low and just consolidating, you know, that's an indication of low volume. Volume might come in once you break these lows and you could get a further push to the downside. GJ, perfect example of how to see volume. Here the candles were quite small, so you saw through Asian session you had some nice volume to the downside here, giving you that pullback and bottom wick for the daily. Then we came into this key area 160-800, and you saw the candles kind of die out, a little bit of consolidation, and then that candle right there indicated that there was a lot of volume. Now you might be asking, how would I know that there's volume beforehand? Like, how do you take advantage of that move? Because you don't want to see that there's volume only after the move has happened. That comes down to timing. What times do you generally see volume coming in? And if there are setups setting up in and around times of volume, then that's when we can anticipate volume in that direction. What we saw here on GJ was a tap into that key level 160-800, hourly candle close bullish pre-London, and that pre-London volume came in on the break of the highs there. Just like with gold, we actually had a little bit of volume before even getting triggered in here, but was anticipating on the break of 4-hour lows to see that volume continue. And we did get about a 35 pip push. Where's Putman today? You talking about Nico? Putman. Putter. Where is Nico?
I think there's 9 holes involved in that question, yeah?
Surely not. This early on a Tuesday.
No, I don't know, maybe.
Imagine.
I'm guessing. Surely not. He's so disappointed.
No, man, like, I'm shocked. What do you think about GBP USD right now? Potential reversal? I would really prefer if you sent a chart, then I can have a look for you. The Discord link is in the video description. And you can send the chart to community charts, this channel right here. We've already gone through a couple charts this morning. Much easier like that. Much easier. But I do believe GU is probably in a tough spot here.
Not this early on a Tuesday morning. Oh.
Yeah, no, Nico's got his hands full this morning. Fatherly duties. And like I say, if I hit break even on the rest of this position, I'll call it a morning here. Early session today. Jared, you've been slacking on Strava, Wayne says. I actually was wondering, how's your guys' competition going? I haven't heard anything in a while.
I was literally just about to message her in. I think that's PE, yeah?
Yeah, break even hit.
I was literally just about to message her in and be like, bro, my phone isn't linking to Strava, so it's not picking up my workouts or anything like that. What do you mean?
Don't lie, Jared. You see you.
Wow. Listen to this.
Yo, I won't lie, I haven't been running. I've been super lazy.
Yeah. No, the last week has been terrible with that holiday.
Connor, I have a song for you. Verse 1, Connor, no. TJ, I appreciate that, but I don't like that kind of stuff. Flattery is no good.
Even haven't retracted his message. Share, Connor.
No, you know what? Like, it just, I don't know how to describe it, man.
What was the message? I didn't get to.
It's an
to read.
AR. Oh, it's flipping. It's ChatGPT.
But what was the message? I didn't get a chance to read it.
Connor Abrams, the Forex king, trading like a pro. Like, no, man.
It's not too like a. Lacquer means nice, guys. That's not too nice.
I mean, it's very sweet, but I'm just doing my job, really. You know, I don't want to be like praised for doing what I'm meant to be doing. I don't want to get too excited about just doing what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? I need to just come here and stay focused, focus on the grind. There's no celebrating, the job's not done. I'm not a pro, I've got plenty of way to go. Well, I'm a pro in a sense. I make my money from trading. I'm a professional trader, but you know, like, I'm not the best. I'm far from the go to anything. I've got a long way to go. Still looking to improve day by day. I don't want to pump up my ego or anything. I need to stay humble and understand that any given time I can lose. Who do you learn trading from? You, or you learn by yourself? Learn from myself.
Connor learned from me, and I learned from Connor.
Yeah, actually, you know what? In lockdown, Nico introduced me to trading, and then he invited me onto a call with Jared during lockdown, and that was the first time I actually was interacting with other traders and picking up a couple of things from Jared and Nico. But that is obviously very early days. But it was nice to take away some of the things, and some of the psychology that Jared had brought up has actually stuck with me to this day. It didn't set in for a long time, but there was a point where I was like, shit, Jared had a point. You know what I mean? That whole, Jared, why don't you just put some money, put $1,000 in the account, like try flip it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, no, I don't want to mess with my psychology. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. And like, it all makes sense now. You need to keep yourself sane in trading. You don't want to do something that's going to knock you off your path, get you off your rhythm. You need to keep your mind fresh. Doing these challenges and that kind of thing, they can bring in bad habits into your trading, and that's the last thing you want. And I think that's why you, Jared, really stick to that, suggesting guys trade the live accounts instead of the challenges and that. And it makes sense, you know. You'll learn a lot from trading your own money, growing your own capital. And that's why end of last year, I wanted to get out of doing the funding challenges, because I'm pretty happy with what I've taken away from them. And I think it is a good way to increase your capital in the beginning if you've got the skill. But to do it long term, there's a few things you need to be aware of. And I think you would be better off just growing your own capital over time.
Yeah, the thing is, with that whole starting psychology and stuff, one thing that I really hammered into you and Niku was that, if you found a system that works, why are you going to deviate from it? Maybe I could have taken that $1,000, put it into an account, flipped it very, very quickly, and then it was more detrimental in the long run than the money I made very quickly. So there's always going to be a sell-off with your psychology. And I mean, even still to this day, you have the temptation to put a couple $1,000 into an account and just go haywire and try and make ridiculous amounts of money off of that. But at at what cost? Then you're going to get back on your full, like your main account, and then you're going to be like, I made 60% so quickly in a day. Maybe let me try and do that now. But maybe let me try for 20%. And I mean, I could catch up on 6 months of expenses. I could, save so much money, do this, do that. I could buy that watch that I've been eyeing, get this for my car, like whatever the case is. But then you lose. Now you're back. Now you're fighting from the back foot. Now all of a sudden, you back 10 steps, and now all of a sudden you fall over, and then it just becomes a huge detriment to your trading. So find a system that works, stick to it, don't ever risk on any account, and just try trading well. That's like the biggest thing I try to like say to you and Niku.
Yeah, and I mean that's something that sticks to this day. Guys ask, I've got this many days left on my funded account. What do you think I should do? I say, look, I'm not going to say that you should do anything other than trade well. Just focus on the next trade. Focus on putting in a good trade. Whatever happens, happens. Don't go do something that's going to now enforce bad habits. Rather just do it the right way. Because in the long run, that's going to be a lot better.
Just gone. And I remember that first profit that you sent me, looking back, it was absolutely it's like really nothing. But I mean, I remember how amped you were about that one screenshot you sent me, and you were like that realization that you'd only been out for 5 or 6 pips, and you're like, damn,
What
that
was
was
that
awesome.
profit? Wasn't it like $17?
It was $30. I remember it was like
Hey.
500 that you were like, yeah, this is the way I want to go about it in the future, holding positions for a bit longer, adding to winners. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's honestly the secret. Um, and I think that was like the start of a way, like I get how trading should be. It shouldn't be in and out 50 times a day, just securing $1 or $2 or whatever the case was. Because remember I used to say to you guys for like the live calls and whatever, if you tell me an account size, I'll match it and let me just see. And
Yeah.
then I did, do those stupid little accounts, not stupid little accounts, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I remember I flipped that one, and then it was like, there's a little bit of tension between the good about that.
Oh shit. Yeah, I know. I mean, those things you learn with experience. Even if someone were to tell you some of these things now and you're early in your journey, you might think you know better, but you'll learn with experience. And one day you'll look back and say, oh, maybe these guys had a point. Feeding hungry street cats. Hey, thank you for the subscription. Send your PayPal address. Been trading on and off for 10 years. How's it going?
I'm sure we actually spoke about that trading on and off with funding in accounts, blowing it, months goes by, and you said you've been trading for a month, but in actuality,
Yeah, well, that's what I want to know, like, how's it going? Because it could be going really well. Maybe it's not going so well. About the trade, look, flipping still consolidating on the lower time frames, but we can see that reaction to 1956 there. It does look pretty good to me to continue moving down, but just got taken out at break even there. Unfortunately, that's the game. I think we have a lot of potential to move to the downside. Definitely more opportunities for sales throughout the day, but just wait for those opportunities to come to you. I'm not going to be taking anything else, but if we get setups in New York, below like 1951, I'm sure Jared would agree that we could probably take advantage of that with the New York members. Other than that, that's the trade for the day. Secured 60% at 34 pips and runners hit break even there. Going good last 2 years, been really focused and got better just in college, got really lucky on some trades and thought I knew everything and blew my account. Yeah, just obviously, you've understood that there was a point where you thought you knew everything and then realized that you never. So you just need to remember the risks. Every single trade you put on could be a loss. So you want to find ways to minimize your risk. Risk less, take less trades, focus on quality over quantity. More patient and focused. Had my best month last month. 38% win rate, up to PIF. You see, going from your best month to, a bad month, that can happen when you get overconfident. Maybe you had a winning streak last month, and now this month it's got to your head. So those kind of things you need to just manage. You need to manage your emotions. Keep your emotions neutral. Just focus on the next trade. Obviously, it's good to look back at your month, review your month. Okay, I had a good month. I had the best month I've ever had. But don't get excited about it.
Don't make your best month the bar of what you need to do next month.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, the market's going to give you what the market's going to give you. Maybe last month there was a lot of volume. This month there's not. It's the end of the quarter now. This next week might be quite slow. Next week might be quite slow. And you can't expect too much. Don't think that you can do the same return as last month with different market conditions. You just got to take what the market gives you. Like I say, if you can just focus on the next trade, take it day by day, that's how you're going to see consistency. You're not going to see the same great returns every month, but if you can take it day by day, you should be seeing some sort of profit at the end of each month.
But that's literally it. I mean, the best month you could have had could have been all the way through buys on gold. Gold went from 1500 to 1900, and then next month gold is flat. So now, how are you going to make the same returns? All you need to do is you need to realize, profits aren't guaranteed. Take the amount of money you made, put some away, save for stormy weather, and then repeat the process. Go again. Stick to what works. But don't say last month I made $2,000. Now this month I have to make $2,000. There's no ifs or buts. I have to make $2,000, because that's what's honestly going to blow you. That's what's going to absolutely blow your accounts up and hurt you in the long run. So just treat every trading day as an independent day. Yesterday's trade shouldn't impact today's trade. Last session's trade won't impact the next session's trade. See what the price action's doing, take what you can, and call it a day.
I also heard something very nice yesterday. If you're wanting to climb Mount Everest, don't look at the peak. Just look in front of you and focus on that next step. Because if you look at the peak, it can be quite daunting. But if you just focus on the next step, you'll eventually get there. So you obviously have this goal. You want to be filthy rich, whatever your goal is. And you're trying to get there in one leap. So you're looking at the top of this mountain and you're trying to get there in one jump. Just focus on putting one foot in front of the other. You'll eventually get there. Best month you've had in terms of percent? Probably on a personal account, probably 80%.
I remember that.
Let me look here.
My personal best percentage was all the percent.
All the percent.
All the percent.
But when I'm done with this funded account now, I'll take my withdrawal on Friday. And then I'll be back trading the live account that I've moved over to Tickmill and Fusion Markets. And you'll see over the next year, we'll see what we can do. 10,000%. Alright guys, I think that's going to be the day. I mean, no more trades here for me. Pretty happy with that. Things are moving this morning though. Gold, for me, I'd like to see that break below 1951. For GJ, breaks above this 161,800, 161,720. Look good to potentially continue up. But yeah, that's going to be me. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take it easy. Safe trading, guys. Cheers, cheers.